Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We got another repair job in front of us, as you can see from the various parts and pieces and componentry here. And happy Saturday. So, good evening, everybody. My chair was stuck. Yes. Good evening, Stephen. Sorry about my tardiness. Took me a minute, but we made it. So, this is a job that was brought to me. Someone's kiddo had made this and they needed some help. It had gotten, in some capacity, broken. I don't know exactly what happened, but in any event, it needs to be repaired. And in my house, when we complete a Lego set, I keep the box, I keep the instructions, we keep it all in storage. But since this isn't from my house, then I don't have the box and I don't have the paper instructions. But the good news is Lego has this cool thing on their website where you can actually download or access. You actually download and access the directions, which I have here. Let me share the screen here with you guys, so those of you wishing to follow along can, or at least get an insight to what I'm going to be looking at here. Yeah, that's them right there. All right, so this is what it looks like. Oh, wrong screen. This is what it looks like all put together. And so I actually have here the completed shuttle. And the cool thing about this particular shuttle is it comes with the Canadarm, and in theory, some sort of, I think this is the one that has a satellite that will actually build and attach to the end of the Canadarm there. And so this was a quick fix. I fixed this in about 3 minutes earlier today, 2 minutes. It didn't take long. But the rest of this, as you can see here, so let me move my keyboard over here out of the way. As you can see here, is going to take some reconstructive surgery to put this back together. So that's what we're going to be working through is the reconstruction here. But this is ultimately what you see here. This is going to be what it looks like completed. Over here we have this is sort of that 0G sort of simulator. You guys have seen them like at the fairs or whatever. You put people in it, they spin them around. This is an observatory, which it looks like it's probably missing some components, but again, in relatively good shape. It looks like it's missing a wall at the very least, but some detail there at the inside. If I can find the right angle, yeah, some detail on the inside. And then we still have to rebuild the first, the second, and the third floors. We have to attach the radomes and the satellite transmitters and receivers. And then we got to hang our astronaut up here on the gantry, access gantry, which then, of course, accesses the shuttle. So that's what we've got to do. See how much of that we can get in tonight. So we'll go ahead and clear this from the screen, at least momentarily. All right. So Steven says, my daughter and I are watching. She's 6 and is asking if you could build a Lego rainbow. I can. I won't be able to on this stream, I'm afraid, sweetheart, but I certainly can. I have what I need to do it. But if that's a request, I will try to, even during a structured build, I will try to take some time out of that build and build something for her. Yeah, I can do that. Dragon Raider 9924. Hello. EWA Fredrickson 5826. Aaron trashed another of his so-called friends. She thought you was also a target. Is that true? Not to my knowledge. I haven't spoken with Aaron in a while, but last time we spoke, we were on good terms. But, if I am, it's certainly news to me. But so it goes. Okay, let's kind of figure out where we are here. Let me go over to my directions and orient where we are. Okay. I think I know what that piece is. I think this piece here is part of the wall of this, but I'm not completely sure. Hey Gary, good evening. Says Steve says she's super excited. She said that, yeah. Anytime she wants to join us on a stream, I've got the several boxes of several large containers of the Lego Classic, which are just the hodgepodge of various shapes and colors and whatever sort of the free build kind of stuff. So I have a lot of that. I'll try to lay out what I need to build something for her. Yeah. Okay, let's check and see if I have all my people. Okay. There's a people right there. So that's always good. Okay, so we still have part of the gantry intact as well. And here's my astronaut. So Lego people with a helmet. Somewhere in this stack will also be, oh, here it is. So if you decide to delid her, you could swap the hair. Okay, so there's also nice long dark hair for that young lady, or you can keep her helmeted up. With thing one, shared with thing one, the Artemis 2 headed out to Launch Complex 39 Bravo today. So we did that first thing this morning. It was started at 6 o'clock my time. Here's another astronaut here. Right there. Okay, so at least so far I've identified those two people. All right. Now we're working on the zero gravity trainer. That looks like it's relatively intact too, some sort of control room there. This Dollars to Donuts is going to be part of that assembly, and I know I'm going to need this, and I know I'm going to need this for that assembly. Let me move this big old chunk out of the way too, get myself some breathing room here. It says I need, okay, I need something that's a half circle, but in that color. And to you guys, it kind of looks white, but if you know, it's actually a purple, almost like a lavender color. That's not it. And that's assuming I have all the pieces here. I may not. That's assuming I do. This is just sort of what was handed to me. That becomes the shuttle crawler is what that becomes. I know what that becomes. Okay. So we may have to come back to this component because I'm missing some key parts of it, I think. Here's this and this on both sides still, yeah. That's all still good. Okay. There's another one that looks like it goes up on the gearing there. Let's move this out of the way. Yeah, there may be only so much I can do. I'm not sure I can actually complete. Well, I can't. Let's see. I've got this. The question is, do I have the big geared motor? No, I don't. Interesting. I wonder what that means. I'm not sure what that means. I got a weird thing in the chat over there. There's a weird indication next to a comment. I'm not sure exactly what it means, to be fair. Okay, so I'm missing, at least in whole or in part, some of the things to finish this, although I believe in some capacity. Okay, yeah, that'll get built and I have two of those, yeah, and then, all right, it looks like, okay, so this is going to go, all right, So I have what I need to at least put together the harness. Not the tightest fit I've ever seen. I don't actually love that fit. Interesting. Don't love how they did that, to be honest. It's almost like the receiver's off in size just a little bit, maybe somewhere in the range of a millimeter or so, just not a lot. Let's see if I flip this piece. What happens? Not really. That's not making it. So if you look, it's just got it's just real sloppy. It's got a lot of slop in the attachment. So I don't love that, but we'll at least set it aside for now because I think that's the extent of what I can do with that piece until I find the remaining and missing hardware. I also have an extra helmet visor and another person. All right, I see the trolls have arrived. Robin Hood 11B, you're a lawyer, huh? Then riddle me this, good sir. What is the cheapest meat on earth? I think you have collapsed the idea of an economist and a lawyer, or the idea of an agrarian, of an agriculturalist, or a beef rancher, or a chicken farmer, or a pig farmer, and a lawyer. I don't, to be frank, I don't track the wholesale commodity prices of meat products. Let's see. Oh, deer balls, they're under $1. That's funny. That's funny. A little bit of a dad joke, a little bit edgy, considering we've got some young years on the chat tonight. But I appreciate a good joke. All right, so we've made it. Okay, here we go. Now we need to try to clean this piece up. All right, let's see. Okay, that all looks right. And then those two side pieces, that looks right. The two blue pieces with the stickers, that's right. And I have the black and that magenta piece is a little bit loose, but not too bad. Okay, we have, the control station. Oh, I don't know what happened. Undo that. There we go. Okay, and then does that have its own little? It does. Okay, that works neatly. And then do I have the two? I do. Sorry, I'm scrolling through to see what is already complete on this and what needs to be done. Telescope is complete. It should be. It does. It pivots. Telescope's mounted on a pivot. Good. Then we build the dome around it. Yep, that looks good. Did we put those are on? It says stickers. Where are the stickers supposed to go? Oh no, that's not the sticker sign. That's the rotate sign. Okay. And then it shows that we're supposed to have one of the scientists inside this little hut. So it looks like, okay. So this little hut actually didn't get broken. So this whole piece is actually entirely intact. So good. There's nothing I have to do to that one. That's good. Robin Hood says, I apologize, young ones. I am in fact a dad. So the dad joke track. That's funny. Hope your build goes well, and I'm on the one, and I hope your build goes well, and that I'm the worst troll, the worst of the trolls you have to deal with. Well, Robin Hood, I appreciate those kind words, and I don't remember having seen you in the chat before. If I have, and I have forgotten, I apologize. But in any event, welcome. I'm glad you're here, hanging out with us tonight. Okay, so we're going to start with. Okay, now. I need a long magenta plate for the first level. Is it this one by chance? Oh, no, mathematically, that's got to be the roof. That's got to be the roof. Let's see. All right, stand by one. I'm going to step out and look in one more box and see if the pieces got separated. Stand by one. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so there's another incomplete set that another family has asked me to try and repair for them down the hall, and I think these pieces got mixed. So pieces got mixed. So this ended up being in the other box. So it works out well. There we go. And I see why the other one's like I don't know. I haven't seen it before. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research to find it, but it's a princess castle of some sort, and I don't exactly know. But it's got that same sort of purple base. You can sort of see it in the light there. It's that purple base. So, okay, let's see. Okay, put the black piece in. Elephant, good evening. And then I saw something on that base earlier. Is it this? It is this. Okay, so what you see here, it's a little bit hard to see. I'll actually show you guys. I'll zoom in for you a little bit here. So if you look, this is a scaled down version, but watch the silver one here. This is actually some very out of scale and also very tiny Earth and Moon relationship demonstrator. And this would be completed over about 4 pages in the book, but it's still, like I said, this has been previously completely assembled and for whatever reason has been knocked over and damaged. And that's where I come in. Repair. Oh, everybody needs a good crystal. Okay, see there? Got us a good crystal, and we're going to put it. What's the orientation of this thing? Right there. Okay. It says crystal. I'm assuming maybe a moon rock. Okay, and then this. See, it's actually, that's even cooler. It's missing the sun. Yeah, there's the sun right there. See, right in the middle. Yeah, Lego Doctor. I like that answer, Gary. Welcome, Ella. Welcome back. Anyway, tonight I am repairing a set that was repairing a Lego build that was brought to me. It's been previously completed, and as happens from time to time when you're building with things that are meant to be temporary structures, it became lots of little temporary structures, and I'm trying to reassemble them for the original builder. Normally, I have a full set of directions. I was able to find them through the Lego website through the support page as a PDF. So I actually have the directions. I don't have them in front of me in paper. They're on the other monitor here, but I do this from time to time. Not a lot, but I do it some, and I enjoy it. So it's a cool challenge, especially if it's not a set that I've put together before. It kind of adds a little component to it. All right, so that's going to be 2 right there. Okay. Do I have a solid panel that's got the stars in it? I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Right here. Right here. That's right. Lego Dr. Zach. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. That piece. You see right there the stickers in the. They're supposed to be posters. All right. Then I need gray arches. Do I have any gray arches? I have a white arch. Do I have any gray arches? Oh, that piece is already there. That right there. This piece is already assembled, and that's supposed to be the. If you think about it, that's sort of supposed to be like the LED video board. This would connect to this guy here, like this, so that the right through those holes right there, and it would connect like that. Connect those two structures together. Although it looks like somehow during the build process. I don't know. I'll have to look, Gary. I don't know if I got the shipping notice today or not. I'll have to look, but I will. Thank you. I will look. I haven't, but I will. And I might have. It's the weekend. I try not to spend too much time staring into the abyss that is the modern email. Okay, two of those. I should have one with a window up top and one with a window or the sticker on the bottom. Or in this case, looks like whichever little prince or princess did this, decided they wanted to put, oh no, there we go. Let's see. Maybe they decided they wanted to put the stickers on the top, and that's okay. The directions say you should put the sticker in a certain place, but you know what? These stickers right here, if you want to put them on the bottom, put them on the bottom. They're stickers, man. What are you going to do about it, right? It's no big deal. Okay, got those two done. Okay, and then one open, so presumably that will at some point become a door or a window, maybe. Yeah, holes in the front, just like that. And maybe it's like a sliding glass door. Maybe that's kind of what the look they're going for. Maybe see it here. Solid, empty. Let's see. And then, okay, I see. It is a sliding glass door. So then they take this one and they stack it. Oh, that is cool. So we're not there yet. I don't know what the next step is. Like I haven't done this build before, but this right here, at some point, we're going to put a track over the top of this, and it's going to become that will become a sliding glass door. Okay, and then it says I need hold on, hang on, guys. Hold on just a second. Guys, bear with me 1 minute. I need to make sure that I'm not needed down the hall for a second. You guys bear with me. My apologies. All right, my apologies for that, guys. I may have to step out. We have somebody staying with us at the moment, and bad seasonal allergies. And as you guys are well aware, from time to time, that mucus ends up in the belly which means we end up seeing it later. So if I have to unexpectedly make a running jump off of this video, then perhaps you'll know why. Okay, so here's the track. All right. I forgot to put this. Yeah, the track goes there, then it goes here. This is a cool little design feature. This is one of the things, like this kind of design right here is one of the things that separates the name brand Lego for some of the off brands. And not that there's anything wrong with them. And I know Lego brand stuff is expensive, but it's that design. I mean, it's hard to see or hard to hear, but very smooth tracking on that. Okay, so it says I need to build 2 of these. Because I've got this half-built assembly right here. I'm trying to figure out how much of that assembly I can rescue. And how much have I got to go back to the drawing board for. Okay, so if I can pull it clean off that plate. There it went. Okay, so that section of it is salvageable. And if I can get this off clean, this section in theory should also be salvageable. Right? Oh boy. I'm hoping you guys can hear me that I'm back. I'm getting audio meter readings. Okay, so let me roll back up and go to step 1 of this. Okay, so I need one of those. There we go. And one of those. Hold on, guys. Okay, there's that. I need this. Oh, gotta have my piece puller. And then what goes underneath it? How are one of those held on? Oh, I don't know. There it is. I see the piece. I need one of these. And then I need 2 1x2s if I have any left. Sorry there. We're washing the sick one off in the room next door there. So you'll probably hear the bathtub running. So bear with us on that. You know when you get those sinus deals and you get super duper mucusy? Yeah, that's what happened here. Okay, and then, so I'm missing 2 1x2s and some sort of curly something or other. So I need to actually set this one out of the way for now. It opens up my workspace a little bit. I told him that we're doing Lego Doctor tonight because sometimes people ask me to fix broken sets. And so we're repairing a broken set this evening. Can't hear the tub. Groovy. Super good. Hey, there's the pieces I might need, or at least one of them. There they, yeah, they're right there together still, right here. So it's this round piece and two 1x2s, and they stick on this one like there. Right. There we go. All right. So now I have both of those back. I was afraid I was going to be missing one of those, but I didn't. So we're good there. You can probably hear Megan momming really hard next to me right now. Yeah, you can hear her momming so hard right now. Yeah, making as my high school basketball coach once said, we're gonna get better today. I say once said, that was said a lot, I'm afraid. Okay. So oh man, this one, look, I don't know if you guys can see it. Wonder if I can do it like this. Anyway, there's this piece is torqued like a fair bit. Like I'm kind of concerned that I need to actually disassemble and reassemble the whole piece. I don't want to do that. But if that's what's, the whole piece is, look at it, it's warped just a little bit. But that's okay. I can always tear it down and rebuild it. Because that was good. This one, actually, nothing happened to it. Okay. And then this one, I'm missing some pieces for the base, but there's also another set out there that I need to fix that we've also been asked to fix. I think it's like a princess theme of some sort. And a couple of these pieces, because they're that same color, I think are actually mixed. These lavender pieces, because this plate was out there also, and I think they just got mixed. Which is no. I know. I'll get it sorted out. It's no big deal. But that's if I've got everything else, that's an easy solve for me. Yeah, this whole thing, it's a little bit weird. Like it's the whole piece is bent and it's torqued just a little bit. So I'm probably, yeah, we're gonna tear this one down and rebuild this one. Because like there's one piece out of that's what it is right there. It lifted off that plate. Mm-hmm. Okay, and this may be one I tear down and reassemble the entire structure, and that's okay if we have to do that. Okay, no problem. Oh yeah, I'm not worried. We'll get it. With the camera? Yeah. I cleared the desk space off, and one of the things I've been that I'm looking for solutions to, because folks want me to put stuff in the Amazon list, is a some sort of camera I can come over the shoulder also, so that it's not backwards to them, like everything's flipped. So it's amazing. There's like a couple of dozen people just come and watch me talk to myself and build Lego, and it's still so odd to think, but they do it and they enjoy it. So. I occasionally get some. Megan says I should build Lego and answer legal questions. I will do my best. If you have legal questions, of course, put them in the chat. Most of you do as you have them, but go for it. Ugh. So we have a bonus baby at the moment, 4 years old. And so there are some life lessons being learned. what piece has got to go there? Nothing. Oh, it can't go there. Yeah, because that's the door. That piece doesn't go. There's a door. This is one of the, I mentioned, while I know Lego is expensive and there's some other players in the space, one of the things that makes Lego so unique is like their build tolerances are really tight, but that's a true sliding glass door, not just a look-alike. It's an actual, which is super cool. I mentioned it last night that Thing One's bedroom was being renovated from little kid to big kid, and the big kid theme was space. But so it goes. I know. All right, you guys still can you guys hear me? Throw in the chat if you guys can hear me. I'm normally there's like a chat going. I don't see anything, so I want to make sure that in this process, the audio didn't drop because I'm getting meters both on my console, my mixing console, as well as on the StreamYard. But yep, okay, I see it. Thank you very much. 5x5, Gary says, and Elephant says, yep. So I appreciate it. Okay, we're there. Okay. What I'm trying to figure out is, okay, so that's a second tier. Yeah, we're fine there. We're good there. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep moving. Yeah. Already got astronaut or scientist in place. So we need to move our orientation here. Sorry, I'm trying to get the angle right. Let me change this camera just a little bit. My room's the office. Bear with me. I'm trying not to make everybody sick. There we go. The office is a little bit messy. You can see the printer right back here. So bear with me, but I'm trying to give you guys an angle so that you guys can see it okay. Slow tonight, just into his own. I get it, Gary. I do. Yeah, we've all been there. Yep. Let's see. Okay. Start building the walls. The wall over here is... And now thing two's up. That's a little better. There we go. Okay. Still trying to figure out the microphone thing. Let's see. Like I said, this is a desk I inherited. It works for now. I don't love it. It's not the best setup in the world, for sure. I don't love it, but it came with the house. And I hope I never get to the point in life where I am too good for free. You know, if I was spending money on it, I might pick something different, but I inherited it. So I'm going to find a way to make it work until I decide to do something about it. So, okay, so then I need this piece is going to go. And little girl Adams, I hope you're still with us. If you are, I hope you're enjoying the build. I've been doing Lego for a very, very long time. And it's still one of my absolute favorite things to do. Even when I get old and curmudgeonly, I still very much enjoy it. I think it's a generational thing. Lego seems to be making a resurgence. I mean, it's sort of always been around, but it seems to be making a resurgence. Of course, any manufacturer or provider of products in the play, what I refer to as the play space, you know, Lego, Barbie, video games, anything like that, they're finding ways to get involved in the education space, which is good. They should be, because hands-on experiential learning is super duper critical. Going to start another book tonight, Gary says. Guadalcanal's Longest Fight by Dave Holland. Covers the Battle of Matanikau Front. Okay. Very cool. I laughed a while back. A friend sent me a thing, and it said, there comes a point in a man's life when he reaches a certain age that one of two things inevitably has to happen. He either gets way into World War II history or starts smoking copious amounts of dead meat. And I thought, that's fair because a dear friend and mentor of mine played basketball for me when I was in high school. Dear friend and mentor of mine in the last several years has gotten very much into smoking meat. So I felt like that was quite a fitting analogy, and has tended to be relatively accurate. And I find myself, not that I'm opposed. Don't get me wrong. I love to eat dead animal. I love to eat meat, but this is in the wrong spot. I'm not sure what this is. Based on this, I know what it is. This needs to be, yeah, this has got to hang out just a little bit. This is in the wrong spot. He says, I'm the World War II guy. You guys can't hear her, but Megan is momming so hard. She is channeling her elementary school principal energy so hard right now. And not that that's remotely a bad thing. It's certainly not. Okay, something's off. This should all be flush. Okay, yeah, I see Leslie on this one. There should be a dead space. Sorry, you guys can't hear me on the microphone. Should be a dead space. Because there's a piece missing, maybe. And then right beside that, okay, 1, 2, yeah, we're there. Now I'm ready to put the windows on. Then we put this one on. Okay. And then we put this one almost, let's see. She fell asleep like 10 minutes ago, but she's loved every moment of watching Legos being built. Her and I build Legos together, and she's even done some by herself. That's excellent. That's excellent daddy-daughter time or mama-daughter time, however the dynamic may be in one's household. That is tremendous. That is hugely, hugely tremendous. Super duper excited to hear it too. It's play is so critical in not just the building of relationships with parents and children, but also in child learning. Megan has to constantly remind me that, hey, the kids are still kids. Do not expect them to be anything but kids, or you're only going to disappoint them and you to the detriment of both. And there's if you don't have kids, there is a lot of wisdom to that. Gary says almost exclusively Pacific area of operations from 32 to 45. Gary, you were Navy at one point, if I recall correctly, or maybe I'm making that up and I'm talking out my ear. I've been known to do that from time to time too. But I know you have time in service, and if I recall correctly, I thought it was Navy, but I very well could be wrong. I've certainly been. Don't tell Megan this, but I've certainly been wrong before. Now, if you told her I said that, I will deny it. Oh, my microphone driving me crazy. I had it working really good last night. Now it's just giving me fits. I have my dad's brother-in-law, so I guess my aunt's husband, was on the USS. Was it the Enterprise or the Independence? Independence during Vietnam. And then my mom's brother, my mother, who is, if you've been on the channel long enough, know my mother's been deceased for many years. My mother's brother, my uncle, is my maternal uncle, retired after close to 30 years in, maybe a little longer, career Navy. And he retired, if I remember correctly. He went as enlisted, went through the limited duty officer program, ended up, of course, went back and finished college, became an officer, commissioned in through the limited duty officer program, and then retired a lieutenant commander. So wasn't a significantly high ranking officer at the time of his retirement, but he still had lots of service in as enlisted. I think he was enlisted like 8 or 10 years before he commissioned. So. Elephant says, went an Uber for the first time today. Well, that's exciting. And I'm glad to see you survived. I'm looking for one. Oh, no. Is it there or is it not there? I'm missing one piece. And the only thing that makes these sort of rehab jobs that I'm doing hard, went to total crap. Well, like I said, I'm having to sort of lean off center because my microphone stand's giving me trouble. I haven't found the right solution. I think I've put one on the Amazon list just because I want to try it. I think it's the right solution, but I'm not sure yet. And I tend to lean away from the microphone. And these microphones are nice. I've got good microphones, but there's some better ones out there that at some point I would like to upgrade to because I don't have to be quite as intentional with my microphone placement. Oh no, I'm not missing that piece. It's actually a different piece. I was misreading that set. Do I have a standalone piece of that? So much of this stuff are just these sub-assemblies. I don't have a lot of just quote standalone. Is it possible it got hung up on this somehow? I can't imagine that it would. I'm looking for a 1x1 that's not a stubby and not a tall boy. Just a standalone 1x1. Ah, there it is. Let's see. There we go. Groovy. That's better. Okay. Now, I feel like that's a subassembly that's already built somewhere. Yeah, here it is. But it's missing a few pieces. All right, Gary, how's it sound now? I turned the fan on when I left. I did not turn it off. It was on when I left. Oh. Well, I feel like that one was in there for a reason. That one did not accidentally end up in there. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now I got the 4. Loud to quiet. Okay, that may be me bouncing around. That could also be. I took a little bit of gain out of it to see if that would clean up the quality of the audio. So I also shut the compressor down a little bit, so maybe not try to. I may have been over compressed, I guess is my point. Okay, so here's the table. Okay, so that is not. I was thinking I was hearing the garage door, but I'm not. It's the washing machine. I was like, what am I hearing? I don't. The room that I'm in, I don't come to this room just a whole awful lot because it's literally just the YouTube studio / home office is all it is. I'm gonna remember that's there because I'm probably gonna have to come back to that. There's a piece that attaches to this hook. There's a hook right there. And I'm missing the piece that goes on it, unless no, it's not. It almost looks like a drill bit looking piece. And as this thing gets cleaned up and the loose clutter gets put back where it goes, sometimes these pieces pop out and become a little easier to see. Okay, yeah. So here we have a baby rocket that's going to go on the lab table here. I haven't seen Laura or Art and Quartz, but of the last 2 days. But I know Art and Quartz was getting ready to begin their first semester, or at least their next semester at their new job. And then this is cool. This is Lego's version of a microscope. I think it does a really good job of representing, and there's even a little decal in the middle. I can't get in focus, but anyway. It does a really good job of representing what a microscope is, especially to the younger participants who may be working with the build. And then the loud to quiet, I think, is my lack of microphone discipline as I sort of wander around the microphone diaphragm. It's going to go right in the middle. No, Lord have mercy. There it went. No, that's not quite right. I need that same thing, but I need it over and back. Uh-oh, making a mess. I'm working one particular piece, and it's giving me a bit of a fit. It's going to have to. It's the only place it can go. What the pictures are showing is not an accurate depiction. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Actually, I think that blue piece is wrong. No, blue piece is right also. Oh, well. It is what it is. I need to put my... Oh, boy. If you guys have questions, ask them. Legal questions, airplane questions, space questions, Lego questions. You're bored and just want to know stuff questions. All right, Stephen. Handle your business. If I'm still on when you get back, we'll be happy to see you. If not, then I'm confident I'll see you the next one. You're a pretty good regular. So wherever you're headed, be safe. Hope it goes well for you. Okay, and here's this, and the orientation is this way. And the question is, where does it sit? Okay, it's gonna sit right back here. And then I should have, it says 2 seat assemblies. I'm not sure where those seat assemblies went. All right, Gary, let me check it. I'm going to check and see what setting I've got set for it. Stand by. I'm learning every day. Okay, there's the list. Let me see what it says. More. Oh, no. There we go. Let's see. Good. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I see what the deal is. I'm not sure how to fix it, but I at least see what the thing is. I need to get back to that list real quick. What we're going to do is, by we, I mean me, this is nothing you guys need to do. No, wrong list because, and I know why. I know why there's nothing in there. I had to create a list to buy some stuff I got on a grant. So I just created an Amazon list, and my purchasing people went through there, and as they bought it, they deleted it, which is not exactly what one should do. I'm not remotely critical. Let's see. Trying to look and see. Yeah, we'll do this. Here's what we're going to do, Gary. I think I can solve it doing this. And then we're going to go here. It was some weird third-party vendor issue. So what I'm going to do, all right, you've got a different option in there, and this time there's not a. When I see something that says view details on my end, it means there's some issue with it. So there's one it's actually a slightly less expensive one. It accomplishes the same goal. I'm not terribly worried about it, but you'll see it sitting there, and there's not a limiter on it. So you try that, see if you have any luck with that one. Okay, I've got to find those chairs. I'm missing the swiveling chairs for the lab, but I'm at least in a better place than I was. Because that may be mixed up with some of that other stuff that's out there. Okay. Then I need to add this one. Okay. And then I need to add. Is this whole assembly still together somewhere? It is, I think. Also, I have both streams up to mod both. Did you know the channel links are not on the portrait stream? I did not. I'm going to have to look into how to fix that. Thank you, Gary. I did not know that. Yeah, I did not. I mean, I'm not surprised, I guess, looking like sort of thinking about it critically. I'm not surprised, but I did not independently know that. No. Okay, so then. Oh, that's a nifty little thing. I didn't know. I don't remember. Okay, something's. Okay, so that should be flush. And it's not. Okay, so something's off in that stack I just built. Let's see. Something's off. I have this piece. And then I have, that may be the error. Yes, that is the error. Now it brought it back to level. Then here. Now, so it was not quite level there. I was one level off, so I missed that. So now we're good. And then if I can figure out the orientation of, oh, and this is cool too. So we take this little helmet here and we hang it right there on that hook. At least that's how it's supposed to work. Then we take this. I'm actually not sure if that's supposed to go front or back, so I can pull it off that way. Probably have it wrong, but I heard something like someone in government is trying to pass a law that people who have come here and become citizens can get it revoked if they've committed fraud. Yeah, I mean, the president's talked about doing that as well. I'm not completely sure if that's legal. I mean, I'm sure there are grounds to have citizenship revoked. I think it's happened with some mobsters and some gangs, some like Sicilian or Italian mobsters or gangsters over the years. I think that it can be revoked. I don't know, but I've got some friends who are I've got a couple of friends. All they do is immigration law. I think that would be a great question for them, and I don't know that they would be remotely slow enough to want to come on the channel. But I would love to have one of my immigration law friends come on the channel and talk about the status of that. Okay, we're good there. Okay, here's the little yellow sun. And the yellow sun is going to go. That's what I thought. Yellow sun's going to go right there. If I can manage to control it. There we go. So Elephant asks, have you heard if this is true? Not directly. I mean, Congress proposes so much crap, it's hard to keep up with. Some of it's good and some of it's not. And ultimately, whether it is good or not good, I suppose, is ultimately up to the voting electorate to decide. I'm wondering if it's in relation to what happened with the daycares in Minnesota. You know, I don't know, to be honest. Every person in Congress, Democrats, Republicans, progressives, conservatives, they always have to have a bee in their bonnet because they have to have something to come back and rail to their constituents about. I mean, I'm not being critical of the political process, but think about it. Like, If you go up to either your state capital, your state house, or even out to DC and go, everything's great, then you don't know me, or you don't need me. No, so Gary, I deleted the first one. There's a different one on there, a different mic stand. It accomplishes the same thing. It had to do with running it through a Amazon third party vendor versus actually having Amazon do the transaction. So if you refresh the list, you should see it on there. Because I couldn't figure out how to satisfy the vendor disconnect, so I just deleted it and put a different product on there. So it should be there. Can't guarantee it though. Okay, I need. Okay, so now I need this, which got all twisted over time. That's going to go in the hole to give me, yeah, we're going to be flush there. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it in frame for you guys. I'm trying really hard to. Okay. Okay, I have the elbow and then yeah. That gets built up, okay. Then there's this assembly. Where's this assembly? Okay. Yeah. This entire assembly should still be complete. And it's going to go, okay, where's the base of this thing? This way. This is the way it's going to go, I see. Just like this. Like this and like this. Yep. Okay, better. Okay, we've done that. Okay, now we need to go windows across the front. It's getting a little bit too tall for you guys to see in frame, I'm afraid. And then this one. And then, yep, this one because it's got sticker on it. And then we put the blue across the top. Okay, so this is complete. It just needs the two table legs. It needs that table leg assembly, and it needs that table leg assembly. Oops! Except I broke the leg assembly off, so now the leg assembly goes there. Like I said, this is a rebuild. All right, it's a build of somebody had built it, got knocked over. They came and said, "Hey, can you help me fix it?" I said, "Sure." Groovy. Then this will go flush one dot off the end. So it's going to go just in here, like this. Click, click. Groovy. And then this piece, oops, goes one, is it 3? 1, 2, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. In theory, it should go right there. 4. Wait. That's supposed to sit on top of a blue thing. At least that's what it appears to be. I think, right? Yeah, I do have a blue thing, and the blue thing goes 4th dot down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Back row, 4 dots. It is a rebuild of Elephant. It is 1, 2, 3, not enough spots. Where's my deal? Here it is. It is a rebuild of It's a space launch control center observatory space station thing. I'm just about finished with it. There's not much left. Like I said, I didn't have to do a lot of building. A lot of these, there's a little bit of building, but most of these were still like subcomponents and subparts that were all still relatively wholly intact. And then we put the chair on. So, it's got the little swiveling office chair. So up here we have our launch control system. On the second floor, we have our lab. And on the first floor, we have our Earth Moon model there. Okay, that's all good. Then we put, those pieces are all there. We put that in. Okay, okay, so there's something that goes on top of this piece that's missing. Let's see if I have it on my desk here. Oof, I just saw the ISS on my page. May have to get this for Megan's late Christmas present. Do it. Yeah. Okay, I'm missing. I'm trying to remember, or I'm trying to see, do I anchor anything to that piece? I do. So I have to have something there. Sort of make and do with what we have, because like I said, I may be missing some pieces or something. I'm wondering if this would be the same height as that piece. I guess we can test it and find out, because I can always swap it for something else. I guess the question though is, does it fit the bottom the same as it should? It should. Let's try it and see. Worst case scenario, it doesn't. So here's what we're dealing with. Let's get this in the frame for you guys. All right, this is the gantry crane. If you remember, for those of you who saw the picture, here's the gantry crane. Okay. And there's this thing right here. And I think that serves two purposes. So it's a cone. It's actually supposed to be shaped like a soda can. It serves two purposes. It stops the gantry from over rotating, because the gantry will stow like this. It stops the gantry from over rotating. Okay. But then the other thing it does is, this is the roof assembly, and it's like 3/4 complete. So I didn't have to rebuild it. It's got to be able to receive the back piece of this roofing assembly. So, and it looks like it fits, actually. All right. Yeah, it's a good fit. All right. You guys can't see it here. Let's turn it like this. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. So it's a good fit. Got the roof assembly on. But I had to take it from another thing. So hopefully the other thing I took is just cosmetic and not structural. But we're going to find out as we go. And sometimes that's what Lego repair is all about, especially if you don't have the box, you don't have the instructions. That's kind of what it's all about, is just making do with what you have to try and put the thing back in as close to original condition as possible. Okay, so then one. Now, what I'm working on, I'll show you guys in just a second. This is just cosmetic, but it's really cool. It just adds some creativity and some really high production value to builds like this. Again, this is a build I'm doing for someone. It's not a build that I did. They ended up having issues with it, needed it repaired, and I do a fair bit of Lego. And I'm pretty good from a technical perspective about not just knowing the various build techniques, but also coming up with solutions. Again, like when I'm missing parts or pieces, and kind of making determinations about what is critical. Like, do I have to have this piece or not? Like, there's a couple of pieces on here that are missing. If I find them, great. If not, it'll still look as close to original as it can. Yeah, so here you go. This, I think, is just, oh, I'm missing a piece, though. I'm missing a piece on each one of them. I'm missing two of them. Oh. Yeah, like I'm missing those. So that's supposed to be the entire. Anyway, it's kind of cool. So now you've got part of the solar system. I'm missing some of the larger ones where they're supposed to have some additional things there. I follow a page from Michael Gridley, business page. He said he just had one in the rise and fall of Lego. Basically, Lego's gone from targeting kids to targeting adults. Yeah, this kind of the Lego generation, right? Like that, my generation is the key Lego demographic because Legos were not nearly as expensive now as they were when I was a child, which is good because as a child, I had no disposable income. And now that I'm an adult, I grew up with Lego. I have disposable income, or one day I will have children at the moment. One day I'll have disposable income and I'll continue to buy Lego. They've also done a really good job of getting into the Lego. Lego's been really good about getting into the education space. They have Lego education. They actually have Lego education for up to 12th graders, up to seniors. And a lot of engineering students, actually, and architects, both architecture students and engineering students, actually use Lego to help in the design process because they can. It's not really consumable, right? Like they're expensive, but you can continue to utilize them for multiple projects over and over and over and over again. It's not like a traditional consumable where, oh, I spent all this money and I got this cool thing, but now I have to throw it away. Okay, got that long piece, those plates, and those two, and that one. Okay, so let's see where this one's gonna go. Where? Right here. Okay. Oh, I see what it's doing. That's there to hide those hooks. That's nifty. What do we have here? And kids now play a lot more online games. That's true. That's true. I actually, except for the little bit of research they may from time to time have to do in my class, I actually don't allow computers to be used in my classes. There are a few exceptions, but I'm still very much a give them paper and pencil sort of teacher. That's still who I am. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot more work for me because I could load everything into the computer. I can make it self-grading. I can make the world I can make the tedious, not the hard, but the tedious parts of teaching. I can make that much easier for me. The state of Oklahoma has a law on the books, and they're trying to continue it, and I agree. That bans the use of cell phones at school. Basically, cell phones have to be off, what we refer to as bell to bell, meaning from the time they go to class to the time they get dismissed at the end of the day. Their cell phones have to be off the entire time. And it's grounds for disciplinary action if they don't comply with that particular instruction. And it should be. Cell phones are extremely invasive to the learning environment. Extremely invasive. But there's a lot of other issues as well that's not allowing students to have cell phones help solve. Not the least of which is things like cyberbullying. Well, what if there's a fire? What if there's active violence at the school? Well, your kid doesn't need to be on their phone anyway because they're going to message you. You're going to show up, and you as the parent, and I know this because I'm a parent of school age children. You're just going to be in the way. You're in your parental instincts, or I need to go get my kid, but you're going to be in the way. It also lets the school control the flow of information because if there are bad guys out there using that information to engage in bad conduct, we need to be able to track and regulate that. But then also another big thing that it eliminates is cyberbullying. I cannot begin to explain how bad, how awful cyberbullying is. Like if I attempted to explain it to you, it would be a disservice to those who have been victimized by cyberbullying. I mean, I'm very fortunate, very blessed to work in the district that I do, where we provide enormous mental health interventions to our students. Not every district has that, and I don't know how long we'll have that asset, because that asset is on a grant. That position is a grant-funded position, so hopefully we have. If that grant were to run out, I have no indications at the moment that it will, but if that grant were to run out or to be non-renewed, hopefully at that time we would have the budget space to put those people on our payroll, on the district payroll. But of course, there is no guarantee that that would be a true statement. There are no cell phones allowed by school at school by students at my daughter's school. Yeah, that's how it is. Like now, the middle school in my district has for years been that way. They've been no cell phones when you get there for years. But at the high school, that wasn't always the case. It's for the high school, it's new now. It is a district-wide policy. Everyone in the school district must comply with that policy. Whether you're in elementary school like Megan, or you are at the high school like me, or at one of the, the intermediate school or the middle school, or, any of those things. If you're in any of those places, any district, any public school facility, that is now the law. It wasn't for a long time. But I like it now. It's set to expire this year, but the author who ran it originally has filed legislation to run it again. And I would suppose, since it had the support last time, and I'm sure there are some people who have contacted their legislators, and they are grumpy and upset and being Karens about it. By and large, the parents that I speak with, and my experience as a teacher, my experience as the director of STEM education, my experience as a parent, all of those things are better. That did not. Oh, I know what happened. Oh, you lazy sucker. Doggone it, Zach. I created an extra step for myself I didn't need to, because I didn't slow down and look at the table. I hate it when I do that. Which means I have to take this perfectly good satellite assembly, tear it all apart. Now, this is one of the things, again, this is one of those little things that separates Lego from other competitors in the brick making space. Look how tight that fit on these gears is. And look how precise the movement on that gantry is. I mean, there's a lockout. You guys can't see it. There's a lockout that moves. This is extraordinarily precise gearing. Like, there's some really, really tight fits in here. And makes my little hillbilly engineer heart happy to see it, if we're being honest. Okay, that's done. Is my radome still? It is still intact. I'm missing a piece in this center cone. The other thing Lego has managed to do is this is a standard assembly. Like, these are a couple. It's only made from like 4 or 5 pieces. But I've seen the round piece, used probably 100 different ways and 100 different designs in my years of doing Lego. And every time I see it used in a new way, I'm just amazed. I'm just floored by the whole concept. So then I need this. Okay, that satellite's been built. Put that, right here. I don't want to say I make fun of students. I give them a hard time about not knowing how to study, but let's be honest, it's a learned skill. And one of the things I was asked to do, and I'm happy to do it. I'm not remotely critical of the ask. I actually came in earlier this year, and I worked with our AP US history AP US history team to actually teach our AP US history students how to take notes. And at first I was sort of buffaloed by the idea that, well, how do they not know how to take notes? But then I realized somebody has to teach them. You know what I mean? Like somebody somewhere has to teach them. Okay. Okay, so that's missing a piece. I know what's happened there. I thought this was intact. It actually wasn't. I just needed to add one little piece. It's a quick fix. Just a little bit of upward pressure on that ridge right there should let me slide that piece in without having to disassemble the entire. Oh, or I could not be so stupid about it and take off the bottom plate. That's a great option too. Monday. Sweet. Look at that. I laugh, you know. One of my goals is to eventually have a life schedule that lets me do videos during the regular week. But right now, because of the season we are in life, and it's a wonderful season to be in, as much as grumpy and curmudgeonly as I can be about it, it's a wonder. And I know looking back, it's going to be a wonderful season. Right now, I don't have a lot of time during the week to do videos because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym because that's the 2 hours a day that's my quiet time. Because then I hit the ground running. And Megan's quiet time is when the kids are in bed because that's when she's doing the work for her doctorate. And the good news is she's almost done. She has 2 classes between now, that start Monday between now and spring break. She has 2 classes between spring break and the end of the year. She'll spend the summer finishing her dissertation, and then she has 1 class between October and December, and then she's done. And technically, she's actually done after dissertation. That 1 extra class she has is just for her to get her superintendent's credentialing. That's all it is. And I think that is, to be frank, wonderful. I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of her. Okay, so that becomes the nose cone. I'm just scrolling through, making sure I didn't miss anything on the space shuttle when I did the space shuttle cleanup. Yeah, I did a little bit. A little bit missing there, isn't there? There sure is. Okay. I thought the space shuttle was complete. Oh, that's what this is. Okay, I see. This will be an easy fix. If I can pop that off. Yep. So astronauts sit in here. You can just kind of see the control computer inside there. This is essentially their headrest. But the other thing it does, it provides overhead cabin or overhead support for this thing. Except that poses a new issue. So, okay. We're here, we're there, we're there. Okay. Okay, now we built the Canadarm. Groovy. And then here's the satellite that goes on the Canadarm. And it is not the Canadarm, it is the Canadarm. I went and saw the space shuttle they put in a museum in California. Yeah, they took the shuttle fleet and spread them out across the country, which I think is fantastic. And it's super cool. You got to see one. I think it's been a long, long time. I've seen one. I forget which one and I forget where, but it's really cool. And one of the things I was surprised about, and I assume most people are, because if I find it surprising, most people probably do as well, just because, and it's a weird brag, but I tend to know more about this than the average Joe Blow. But I was amazed at how small the vehicle is. It's really not very big, especially for 7 people. For 7 people to be living and working, it is not very big at all. And I was shocked when I realized just how small it truly is. Okay, pillow bay doors. Okay, so that piece, here it is. This is in the wrong spot. Yeah, this piece was in the wrong spot. That's why it wouldn't close. And actually, the shuttle actually flew longer than its intended useful life. If we're being honest, the fact that it flew, I think through 2011 or 12 was really longer than, and its life actually got extended because they had to go repair Hubble. Okay, then this is in the wrong spot. What was more amazing was watching them take it down the roads from the airport to the museum. I bet. Yeah, I bet. I mean, if you think about it, it's from an aerodynamic perspective, it's not very aerodynamic. It's a flying brick. All right. So this is really cool, right? This is the shuttle orbiter that came with this particular build. Okay. Oh, hold on. There it goes. So it has working payload bay doors. And when you open the payload bay doors, it has, this is just so cool to me, a working articulating Canadarm. Look at that. And it is not called the Canada arm. It is called the Canadarm. There are two of them, or they're, well, on shuttle missions to the International Space Station, there were two. One on the shuttle orbiter, which is we call it the shuttle. The shuttle was the entire system, the STS, Shuttle Transportation System. And then this is the very similar, or it's based on the crawler that they used to take the actual space vehicles to the launch complex in Florida. Okay, we've got our astronauts built. Apparently, they're supposed to be holding their tablets, which, oh, I did find one of the ones I was missing right here. Love it when a plan comes together. So then we take this, and this is supposed to be the Earth, and then next to it is the moon. There we go. Isn't that just nifty? Had a plan ahead, move trees, power poles, street signs. Yeah. It's very tall, and again, roads were never meant for airplanes or shuttle orbiters or whatever else to be meandering down the occupied city streets. I missed it. I missed something. This has to go somewhere. No, it doesn't go with his Lego set. That's the problem. And I guess this doesn't go with this Lego set. This doesn't go with this Lego set. These don't appear to go with this Lego set. But again, when you sort of have pieces, you don't know where they go. Yeah. I'm looking through the piece guide here. I don't see any of those. Yeah, that's cool though. Sweet. All right. So, with the exception of a few pieces, and I kind of made it work with what we had. My daughter and grandkids are high rock fanatics. They're going to compete in the championships in Mexico in April. All three are physically fit, to say the least. I would think so. Okay. So I've got a few left. Oh, here's one of them. A few leftovers, but not too awful many. So here's her. Oh, it's her snack bag. I see what it is. That's cool. There we go. Oh, maybe. If I get her to hold it, there it went. Okay. I don't think I have any more. I think these are all for a different, these have to be for a different build of some sort. Yeah, these don't match. Except the hair. The hair does match. All right. So, I don't want to make you seasick, so maybe close your eyes for 10 seconds and then open them and swing the camera so you guys can see the finished product real quick. Hang tight. That's a little better. All right, sweet. So, whoever Ella maybe whoever it was, great. Whoever was asking, this is what the finished thing looks like. This was a repair job that was brought to me to do. Sliding door over here. We have our telescope with our observatory. If I turn this around, you can see in there the workstation. Then down here we have, if I rotate this, you can actually see the sun, or the moon rather, going around the Earth, both of which are going around the sun. And then on the second floor, I have a variety of lab stations. I am missing the 2 seats that go right here. Those were not included when I received this. And then this is the launch bay with a gantry that drops. We'll come back to that. These are geared. Rotate one, they all rotate. But what's really cool is, let me angle this down just a little bit. If you see this, we drop the gantry. And then let me actually flip the orientation so it makes a little more sense to you guys. Sorry, I try not to put the camera down this low because my office is messy. That's what happens when you have kids. And they, in theory, your astronauts would walk across from your launch control room, which this room actually, the top room actually exists in real life. It's called the white room, closeout room, and then they come down here, and in theory, they get in the orbiter. So very cool. So we got this build finished too. We go tilt this back up. So another build done. Groovy. So hopefully the customer will be pleased with the outcome. Like I said, I'm missing the base for this. Okay, I'm missing the base for this, but in theory, you can put them in here. You can, rock this back and forth, whatever. So, but anyway, yeah. So this is another build done. Somebody was asking yesterday what's coming up on the build list, so I went and dug out everything that's not yet assembled and brought it up. So I'll show that to you. Give me just a second. As I've mentioned before, of course, we have the Disney Lux Jr. And this is from Abigail. Sent this to me. It's a Harry Potter build. It starts closed, but after you assemble it, and it comes as there's several of them available. It opens into, if you've seen the movies, this is Professor McGonagall's classroom, and then if you look at the top up there, right up here, looks like there's actually a series of 4 of them right up here. So a series of 4 of them, which is pretty cool. Now, these are not Lego. Megan always gets me one of these anytime we travel to a new city. This was from when we went to Seattle. I've had it for a couple of years. I've been meaning to get it done. I haven't gotten it done. It's a Space Needle. Okay. Now, what I will tell you is these in particular are very, very finicky. It's 800 pieces, but the assembled size is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 by 9 7/8 inches. So if you think about 821 pieces, but it's not very big, they're teeny tiny pieces. So I actually end up getting like one of those needlepoint magnifiers, what I'm talking about, like the little spring-loaded magnifying glasses, those sorts of things. I actually have one of those, and the lighting is weird. This box is actually green, but for some reason it looks blue on the screen anyway. They're super duper small, and they are particularly finicky to put together. So I don't know that I may or may not do that one on here. We'll see. Depends on, I have to be in the right mood to do those, because those, if I'm in a hurry or I'm expecting a particular check, like a particular stage of completion before the end of the day, I tend to get irritated. But if I just have time to just spend some time building and spending time, I refer to that as spending time in the space, like in the head space and in the build space. If I have the opportunity to just spend time in the space, I'm normally okay. But if I have a particular agenda that I need to get done, or a particular checklist of items, it's not always the best product to use. And then finally, this is new. I've never put this particular brand together. It's in the same space as Lego, but it's slightly different in its organization. The brand is called a Cube Mania or Cube Mana. This was from one of you guys. I'm not sure who sent this to me. Sent this to me a while back also, and it could have been Abigail. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly, but somebody sent this to me as well. And this is not in the Lego space, but I'm really, really curious actually to see their build techniques, because if you look like at the bottom, for example, where the base of this thing is, where it says solar system, like it's not designed to look like Lego. There's a lot of things in this space that are meant to look like Lego, sort of Lego knockoff. This is intentionally by the design not Lego, and they're not trying to be Lego. It's kind of in the vein of Lego Technic, but it's not Lego. So I'm really, really curious to try it. So this is one that I could see doing on here as well. So like I said, I don't know anything about it. One of you fine viewers sent this to me. Super excited about it. 775 pieces, so it'll be a decently long build. Like I said, I've never put anything in this product line, Cube Mana or Cuba Mana, Cuba Mania, something, CUBMANA with a stack of bricks in the middle. So anyway, this is again one of those new ones in the brick space. But I'm super curious to see. Like I said, I've never put anything together from this manufacturer, but I'll put it together and try it. And then earlier today, I was up here during nap time, working on trying to put some more of my wooden puzzle together, and I actually ended up undoing some of the work that I did. So I was starting to get frustrated. I love the wooden builds, but they are incredibly tedious. And so again, I when I come in to build, I need to be in a good headspace, or I don't enjoy it. I get in a hurry. And so to me, this process, it's part of my process, right? I think I'm a little bit, they used to say like Asperger's, now it'd be like high functioning autism. But if I'm not in the right headspace, it's not an enjoyable experience, and I'm less likely to do it, right? Like, let's be honest, you're less likely to do something if you don't enjoy doing it, right? And so I was up here building, everything was going well, and then some of these pieces started coming apart, and they weren't seating and sealing the way I wanted them to. And that's true when you're working with wood, right? If you're a carpenter or whatever, you tend to see that a lot too. But it's it was so anyway, I was up here for a couple hours today, maybe an hour and a half today, something like that. Got a little bit of work done, and then as some of the work started becoming undone, I thought, you know what, before I get frustrated and mad, and try to sort of force the issue, I need to just walk. Excuse me, I need to just walk away. So I did, and I came back, and it turns out I ended up having some Lego that needed to be fixed, and got it fixed, and here we are. So, yeah, very cool. So that's what's in the queue at the moment. How that plays out long term, I don't know. So I've got a little bit. And the name of this Lego build, for those who are asking, the one that we did tonight, is called Olivia's Space Academy. It's rated ages 8 and up, 757 pieces. It's relatively new to the space. It's a 2022 issuance. And if you are curious or have any desire, you got a loved one, a grandkid, child, niece, nephew, goddaughter, godson, whatever. It's called Olivia Space Academy, and the Lego product number is 41713. So that's what we built tonight. It was about, it was 3/4 built. It just had to get everything sort of cleaned up on it. So anyway, Olivia's Space Academy, ages 8 and above, is what it's rated for. I'm sure you could have a younger child do it if they had the patience. Lego product number 41713. So there you go. That's what we did tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I did. Like I said, I'm missing a few parts and pieces, so I still got a little bit of work to do if I can find those. I've got another princess something or other out there that I got to put together for a different person. This one was done on request, so is that other one. I would say if you tear your Legos up and need help, send them to me, but I don't know that I can guarantee that I would get them back to you in any form or fashion that you would want them back. I think they would probably be just in as many pieces getting returned to you as they did being sent to me. But I have done that from time to time. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, ask them. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up here in just a minute. But if you have questions, now would be a good time to ask those before I shut her down. Okay. And I just got an email. So if for those who don't know, we're doing at the school that I teach at, we're doing this super duper cool curriculum called Tango Flight. I'll show it to you here. It's our first year. It's a 2-year build, and we're kind of on track. We're a little bit behind, but not too bad. The good news is when you work in education, you can make it up in the summer. And this is what's super cool about it. Let me share the screen with you guys. Share screen. Tango Flight. All right, so this is Tango Flight, and over 2 years, my kids actually build and assemble and then test fly a full-size FAA certified airplane. And so you can see there's a bunch of them in Oklahoma: Ada, Afton, Durant, Enid, Norman, McAllister, Pryor, Tahlequah. Who else in Oklahoma? Okay. So it's really cool. My kids are having a blast. I'm learning a lot about it as we go as well. But it's just super cool. So we're doing. So anyway, my kids are having a good time, but it's really cool, and I've got a ton of respect for the engineers that made that happen. So anyway, that's something we're doing at the high school here, and we're having a good time with it. So appreciate everybody tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time we go or every time I schedule something. Like this video if you haven't. Of course, there's lots of ways to support the channel. The merch store. We now have channel memberships, the Patreon, so on and so forth. You guys know the drill. And tell your friends about me. And check out the wish list. And if there's a build you want me to do, you can throw it in the chat or email me, your lawyer friend Zach, all one word, lowercase, at gmail.com. Be like, hey, if you put this on your list, I'll buy it, send it to you, and I'll put it together for you guys. There's some people out there like for whatever reason, I found that this is incredibly relaxing for some folks. And so I'm just glad to be along for the journey with you guys. All right, that's all I got on my end. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, be kind to somebody. We'll see you soon.